Climatic differences in Kerala. Climate of Kerala is different from that of the other Indian states. Kerala, being situated in the tropical zone, experiences the typical humid tropical climate. Meanwhile, its extreme eastern fringes experience a drier tropical wet and dry climate. Kerala receives an average annual rainfall of 3,107 mm. Parts of Kerala's lowlands receive only 1,250 mm average annual rainfall, while the cool mountainous eastern highlands of Idukki district, comprising Kerala's wettest regions, receive over 5,000 mm of average annual precipitation. Kerala's rains are mostly the result of seasonal monsoons. As a result, Kerala averages some 120 to 140 rainy days per year. In summers, most of Kerala is prone to gale force winds, storm surges, and torrential downpours accompanying dangerous cyclones coming in of the Indian Ocean. The state basically enjoys four types of climate such as winter, summer, southeast monsoon, and northeast monsoon. In Kerala, the winter season starts when the northeast monsoon ends, that is from the month November till the middle of February. Climatic differences in Himachal Pradesh. There is a huge variation in the climatic conditions of Himachal Pradesh due to variation in altitude. The Himalaya constitutes the highest mountain system of the world. There is great diversification in the climatic conditions of Himachal Pradesh due to variation in elevation. It varies from hot and subhumid tropical in the southern low tracts, warm and temperate, cool and temperate, and cold alpine and glacial in the northern and eastern high mountain ranges. By October, nights and mornings are very cold. Snowfall at elevations of about 3,000 meters lasts from December to March. About 4,500 meters is perpetual snow. The main season is the spring from mid-February to March-April. The air is cool and fresh. In the hill stations, the climate is pleasant and comfortable. The rains start at the end of June. The heavy rains in July and August cause damage to erosion, floods, and landslides. Dharamshala has the highest rainfall of 3,400 mm. Spiti is the driest area, being enclosed by high mountains on all sides. Plants and animal species in Kerala. Kerala is home to one of the most significant biodiversities in the world. It is home to some of the most useful and marvelous plants. It also holds the joy of being home to some of the most beautiful yet dangerous animals. Apart from all the diverse plants in Kerala, the most important plant species among them is the species of medicinal plants. Medicinal plants constitute an important component of the plant resource spectrum of Kerala. Recent analysis show that out of the estimated 4,600 flowering plants in Kerala, about 900 possesses medicinal values. Kerala is also home to a relatively rare species of plant locally known as Arogya Panja plant, which is exclusively used by the Kani tribe in Kerala. Talking about the animal species in Kerala, it hosts some of the most marvelous creatures in the entire world, including the Great Bengal tiger, the Asian elephant, Nilgiri tahr, leopards, and the grizzled giant squirrel. Most species such as Indian bisons, Indian porcupines, boars, etc. can also be found in Kerala. Kerala also hosts some of the wildest reptiles in the world. Plants and animal species in Himachal Pradesh. Just like Kerala, Himachal Pradesh is also blessed with some of the most extraordinary creatures and also some extremely useful and majestic plants. The floral diversity in the state is rich in aromatic plants, medicinal plants, cereal plants, wild fruits, and wild ornamental plants. Out of the 47,000 floral species found in India, Himachal Pradesh accounts to about 0.07% of it. Himachal Pradesh is a reservoir of medicinal plants. The state is rich in medicinal herbal plant wealth, and people in the villages in same pockets are dependent on the medicinal herbal plant wealth for their livelihood. Pines are also an important species in dry areas. Furthermore, the animal species in Himachal Pradesh is one of the most diverse and magnificent sights in India. The snow leopards, Himalayan yaks, Himalayan black bears, musk deer, etc. are more evidence to this. The Himalayan tahr is also an important species in Himachal Pradesh. Types of houses in Kerala. Kerala architecture is a famous style of architecture from the eponymous state in southern India. Widely speaking, this architecture style is primarily based on the principles of Taj Sastra, the science of carpentry, and Vastu Shastra, the science of architecture and construction. The use of local materials such as stone, wood, and clay is imperative to the structures as these materials strike a harmony with the nature and surroundings. A traditional Kerala house is integrated with 4 block structures, 8 block structures, and 16 block structures depending on the size of the plot and the affluence of the owner. Types of houses in Himachal Pradesh. Himachal Pradesh has its own peculiar architecture ranging from the coldest to hottest region depending on one's personal interest in building homes and commercial properties. Houses in Himachal Pradesh subsequently make use of abundant woods of cedar deodar which not only keep them warmer but are fragrant too. The cedar wood is highly durable and resistant to termites and other possible defects. Modern houses are built up using brush, a special stone replacing the conventional plastering, thus eliminating the need of maintenance regarding wall painting and putty. Vegetation of Kerala. Though the state of Kerala is small in size with comparatively small area under forest cover, it is a medley of a variety of vegetations and forest types. The forest types of Kerala include tropical wet evergreen forest, tropical moist deciduous forest, tropical dry deciduous forest, mountain subtropical rolling grasslands, shola forest, thorny scrub forest, high sholas, etc. The trees of the tropical dense evergreen forest are white pine, pala, Vediplavu, Maravuri, Vayana, etc. The moist deciduous forests include trees such as teak, rosewood, Bengal, charachi, bamboo, etc. Apart from the trees, the forests are also home to thousands of species of flowering and non-flowering plants, orchids, and medicinal plants. Vegetation of Himachal Pradesh. The vegetation in Himachal Pradesh varies from dry scrub forest at lower altitudes to alpine pastures at higher altitudes. In between these two extremes, distinct vegetational zones of mixed deciduous forest, bamboo, chill, oaks, deodar, kale, fir and spruce are found. Forest cover as we move from lower to higher altitude in the state. Variation in vegetation pattern can be noticed easily. Dry scrub vegetations are prominent at lower altitude, alpine meadows at higher altitude. Dry deciduous forest, moist deciduous forest, pine, oak and deodar mixed coniferous and temperate broadleaf forest zones are found in between these two extremes. Altogether, 20 different vegetation zones can be identified in the state. Generally, these vegetation zones are synchronous to altitudinal stratification. Microclimatic changes due to effect of slope and aspect break the continuity in vegetation zones in some parts of the state. Landforms in Kerala. There are 843 named mountains in Kerala. The highest and the most prominent mountain is Anamudi. Another prominent mountain peaks include Mukkuttimala, Karimkulamala, Devimala, Kattamala, etc. These mountain peaks have a height of more than 8,000 meters. Narrow in the north and wide in the south, the plains are about 530 km long and from 19 to 96 km wide, covering an area of about 28,000 square km. The plains are intended by numerous shallow lagoons that are formed by sand dunes. The sandy beaches are covered with coconut palms. There are 45 rivers in Kerala, all but 3 originating in the Western Ghats. 42 of them flow westward and 3 eastward. The rivers of Kerala are small in terms of length, breadth and water discharge. Periyar River, Haridapuzha River, Pamba River are some of the most prominent west-flowing rivers in Kerala. Kabani, Pambar and Bhavani are the only 3 east-flowing rivers in Kerala. Pembanad Lake, Ashtamudi Lake, Shastamkota Lake, etc. are some of the most prominent lakes in Kerala. Landforms in Himachal Pradesh. Himachal Pradesh occupies a region of scenic splendor in the western Himalayas, offering a multi-textured display of lofty snow-clad mountains, deep gorges, thickly forested valleys, large lakes, terrace fields, and cascading streams. Compared to Kerala, the mountains in Himachal Pradesh are much lower in height, where the highest mountain is 6,816 meters high, which is Rio Purgil Mountain in Kinnaur. Gya, Ninjeri, Mugila, etc. are the other prominent mountain ranges in Himachal Pradesh. The state of Himachal Pradesh is compact in shape and almost wholly mountainous, with altitude varying from 300 meter in plains of Kangra to nearly 7,000 meter in central Himalayan range of Lahore. Palampur, Mandi, Kalpa, etc. are some of the regions in Himachal Pradesh which are covered mostly by plains. Himachal Pradesh is home to some of the most prominent rivers in India. Rivers such as Satluj, Beas, Chenab, etc. flow through Himachal Pradesh. Suraj Lake, Parashar Lake, Chandra Lake are among the most important lakes in Himachal Pradesh. Natural resources in Kerala. The most important natural resource in the state of Kerala is its surface water resources and its water resources. From the point of view of water resources, Kerala is having both abundance and scarcity. The average annual rainfall of the state is 3000 mm, the bulk of which is received during the southwest monsoon, which sets in by June and extends up to September. The state also gets rains from the northeast monsoon during October to December. However, the spatial and temporal distribution pattern is mainly responsible for the frequent floods and droughts in Kerala. Kerala is rich in terms of surface water resources with 44 rivers. Kerala possesses only 4 medium rivers and 40 minor rivers. In the All India perspective, the rivers of Kerala are not so significant that even the largest of them cannot find a place among the major Indian rivers. Along with the rivers, major lakes namely Shastamkota Lake, Vembanad Lake, Ashtambudi Lake, etc. have its own significant value in Kerala and is essential for the water needs of a wide population. Natural resources in Himachal Pradesh. Some of the most important natural resources in Himachal Pradesh include the forest resources, mineral resources, as well as water resources like in Kerala. Nature has endowed Himachal Pradesh with a number of important minerals such as salt, gypsum, clays, mica, limestone, barytes, iron, pyrite, and lead. However, limestone and slate are of greater significance. The deposits of slate are found in Mandi, Kangra, and Chamba district. Rock salt deposits are also located in Mandi district. The state is also richly endowed with a hilly terrain having an enormous volume of water from the catchment areas of Satluj, Beach, Ravi, and Chenab rivers. As such, the state has enormous potential of water resources in the form of glaciers and rivers, but groundwater resources are limited. As much as 68% of the land area in Himachal Pradesh is covered with jungles. While the foothills and valleys are a refreshing green, the areas above the snow line are almost bare. Population composition in Kerala. Kerala is a state in southwestern India. Most of Kerala's 34.8 million people as of 2011 are Malayalam speakers by ethnicity. Most of the Malayalam and English-speaking Keralites derive their ancestry from the Dravidian community that settled in Kerala. Many of the Arab and Jewish immigrants married with native Malayalam speakers, resulting in the formation of many Christians and Muslims in Kerala. A tiny number of Muslims thus take lineage from Arab settlers mixed with local population. Malayalam is Kerala's official language and is spoken by at least 96% of people of Kerala. The next most common languages are English and Tamil, spoken mainly by migrant workers from northern and eastern parts of India and also from neighboring state of Tamil Nadu. Tulu and Kannada is spoken in most parts of the northern district of Kasaragod, adjoining Karnataka. In addition, Kerala is home to 321,000 indigenous tribal Adivasis. Some 63% of tribals reside in the eastern district of Wayanad, Palakkad and Idukki. These groups speak their own native languages. Census 2011 puts Kerala's population density at 859 people per square kilometer, which is more than twice the All India 382. Population composition in Himachal Pradesh. The population density of Himachal Pradesh is 123 persons per square kilometer. It has enrolled 12.81% growth in terms of population in the midst of earlier decade, while the female gender proportion upgraded from 968 to 974. Hindi is the official language of Himachal Pradesh and is spoken by the majority of the population. Sanskrit is the additional official language of the state, though it is largely restricted to education and symbolic use. Most of the population, however, speak natively one or another of the Western Pahadi languages, also known as Himachali or Pahadi, a subgroup of the Indo-Aryan languages that includes Gaddi, Hinduri, Kangri, Kulu, Mandeli, Pahadi, Kinori, etc. Additional Indo-Aryan languages spoken include Punjabi, Nepali, Chinali, and others. In parts of state, there are speakers of Tibeto-Burman languages like Kinnauri, Tibetan, Lahori, Pathani, Hoti Kannuri, etc.
Thanks for watching this video.